Greetings, beloved brothers and sisters. In the Manual for Teachers, in the very beginning, the question is asked, who is a teacher of A Course in Miracles? I remember this one was very curious to hear the answer. Coming from a belief system that there were people who earned the right and people who were qualified and people who weren't qualified. And he was surprised and delighted to find that it's whoever says he is. It's who's ever committed to that. And in the same way, as soon as you decide that you're no longer limited to the beliefs and the experiences from your past and the teachings, as soon as you decide what your life is going to be about, then that's what it's about. I want you to understand that you have this amazing freedom anytime you want to turn 180 degrees and put your energy and your commitment and your time and your interest towards being the living Christ on this planet. And who says you can do that? You do. It's a truly wonderful thing to have a different agenda than other people. It's not that their agenda is wrong, it's just not for you. Your agenda, if you choose it, is to be the embodiment of the Christ on this planet. To see love in everything that's before you. To respond with love, even when people and things aren't responding to you that way. To make your life about bringing the light forward. To love everyone and everything, especially yourself. In the face of no agreement, you will get no agreement for this. The good news is you don't need anyone's agreement. You can just commit to this and start to see everything that happens to you as something that's happening for you. The other day, this one pulled up too close to an intersection. It's a very dangerous intersection. He wanted to get right on the edge so he could jump out into traffic when he needed to. It's a very tricky intersection. And while he was sitting there waiting for the traffic to clear, a bicyclist came up. And it was pretty obvious that this one's car was blocking the path of the cyclist. He could easily go around it. He wasn't blocked, and the reaction of this man on the bicycle was so hostile. He swore and cursed and made gestures and yelled really loud as he maneuvered his bike 5 feet from his usual path and got right back on. And it really shook this one. Like, wow. That was nasty. And yet, he took that on and said, my goodness, when have I acted like that? So self-righteous, so arrogant. such a victim that I am justified in attacking someone else. When have I done that? That was me. I've been that ugly. And he started working on forgiving himself for all the times he's been that self-righteous and justified in his anger. And he looked at that bicyclist with love. And no one knew this. It was just his personal belief that that incident that just happened was for me, is to forgive myself and forgive this other person, and to see love where there's none apparent. One of the most powerful things you can do is to realize that that which seems to be so is not so. The truth doesn't seem to be so. The truth is. And that which seems to be so is usually not true. This is your choice. This is your gift to the world, to yourself. To be love in the world. To see love in the world. To transform the world into heaven on earth, which it really is. And how do you get an invitation to this party? You give it to yourself, and you are welcome. You decide how you're going to see. You decide what you're committed to. You become the agent of transformation. You become the threshold over which the will of the Father can come into existence, can be played out on this heaven on earth. And you don't need to declare it. It's very private. You don't need to say, by the way, I've decided to become Christ on this planet. By your fruits, they will know this. By the way you're being, you will transform everything you see. The most wonderful thing about all of this is that it's not really work. It's all about love. And love is the most wonderful thing. It feels good to receive it. It feels good to give it. It feels good to realize that that's what you are. It just feels right. Let yourself bring the light that you are to this planet. Let yourself bring the love that you are to this planet. Transform what appears to be into what really is. Love is its own reward. I am always with you. And I hear when you call. Ask for my help. Ask for my seeing. This doesn't take any time. Anytime you want. You can be love in the world because that's what you already are. Make this your home, heaven on earth. And enjoy the uniqueness of yourself. The creativity that comes from your unique self, let that play out. Let your desires be brought into existence for the sake of love, for your good and everyone else's. No one might understand what you're doing, but you do, and I do. And I'm thrilled to be with you on this journey. I love you, and I know you love me.